Into the live stream here from McCready Siskey, powered by Rain Total Body Fuel here on this Thursday afternoon. Hope everyone's having a good start to the end of your week. Getting started a few minutes early today. We're going to be kind of tight schedule. I've got somewhere I've got to be in a little bit.
Me too.
Tyler does too. So we're both on tight schedules.
I got kids moving into college today, Neal.
Oh, is today your move-in day?
Yes, I'm confused, but yes.
So you'll have two in college this year?
I will. How about that?
Both in dorms?
No, apartment.
Both in apartments?
Yes. Lots of things I can't explain because I have questions myself. But yeah,
I gotta
go. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
That will be.
Yeah, it's happening, Neal. But yeah, it's been a shit show of a day, and yeah, it's not over yet. So as soon as I leave here, I'm going back.
Okay.
So I wasn't hurt. My feelings were not hurt that you hit it earlier.
Okay, good.
Because then I got to go, before I go back, I had to go pick up Knox that has to get his clothes together because he has soccer and baseball practice today because, we can't play just one sport all year. I mean, at one time, we got to play as many sports as humanly possible at one time in 197-degree heat. And hey, look, fans, I know y'all don't want to play football games because it's a real danger to the big-time college athletes. But hey, let's go let a 10-year-old run outside and play soccer for 2 hours and go and play baseball for 2 hours.
I will tell you that before we start, when the year Aka was with us, Aka's from Finland.
Yeah.
He had been in the States for about 3 weeks. And Aka played soccer as well. And throughout the process of him before he got here, we would communicate on Zooms and WhatsApp and stuff, and his parents also, and they would repeatedly always say things like, is there anything we need to be prepared for? And I was just like, anything you can do to prepare for the heat, you should prepare for the heat, because the heat is going to be really, really bad.
Different.
And
you can't prep for it.
Well,
unless you practice inside of a sauna.
And you can't explain to them what that is, right?
No.
And so we're in Atlanta area, not quite Atlanta, I guess in one of the wealthier suburbs of Atlanta. And
hello, Neal.
Well, it was one of those massive soccer complexes.
They pass out tea and crumpets as you paid your gate fee?
They should have.
Did they give you mint juleps?
That would have been nice.
Did you have to wear all white as you went inside?
With the heat, you wanted to wear all white. But regardless, I remember there was turf. It was a turf field. It was 100 degrees. It was 2:00 in the afternoon, and so Carson started, and he was playing pretty much the whole game. And so I'm watching him like, please don't have a heat stroke. Please don't have a heat stroke. Please don't have a heat stroke.
He's tough.
And Aka comes in second half for about 5 minutes. And by the end of the 5 minutes, I was like, please get him out. Please get him out. I'm responsible for this kid. Please get him out. There was just like no way. One of those deals where you can see the heat coming off and Aka got in the truck afterwards. He's dying. And he goes, I believe my cleats were melting. I'm like, well, they probably were, And Carson just looked at him and goes, I tried to tell you. He kept saying, I want to play. And he's like, so that night when they played a second game, he was really cool with being a deep reserve.
Yeah. Shout out to my guy, Pat Jernigan. Pat's the head trainer at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
He told me something one time. I about cried. He said, I think we were getting ready for camps or something, but at Ole Miss, we had the grass fields and we had the indoor, and we didn't want them to go to the end. I remember we didn't want the camp to go to the indoor because we were going to take the kickers in there and do whatever, get them away and let them do what they do. But we were going to use the turf field outside for the camp, like 7-on-7 or something. And we're in a meeting, and I'm like, and somebody's like, well, are you going to be, it's supposed to be whatever, y'all going to be on the turf. It's an all-day thing. I was like, yeah, we got to use all the field space we can. We don't want to be in the stadium grass or the indoor. And he goes, well, it's going to be whatever. It's going to be, not safe. I said, that's fine. I mean, they're tough kids. They'll be okay. He goes, tougher than the sun? He says, nobody's tougher than the sun.
No doubt.
No doubt. Shout out Pat Jernigan. I miss my guy. He's a good dude. Good dude.
No doubt. All right, we'll get rolling 1 second. I got to pull up and remind me to do the one I'm supposed to do.
Hey, si, senor.
Yeah, there you go.
You like that response today. I didn't get a courtesy chuckle, by the way.
I'm sorry. Been a busy day. Welcome into episode 377 of McCready and Siskey, powered by Rain Total Body Fuel. I'm Neal McCready, joined by Tyler Siskey here in the Clark Ford Studios in Oxford, Mississippi. Hope that you guys are having a good close to your week. Appreciate all of you being with us on our YouTube channels, Instagram, Twitter.
McCready and Siskey on YouTube. Make sure you go there, hit subscribe, and update Neal. We're 320 hours away from being monetized. So if you don't mind, go to McCready and Siskey, pick a video. I don't even care if you listen to it. Pick a video, hit the play button, put it on mute. We need those watch hours. We should be monetized by the end of the week. Let's go.
How about that? How about that?
13 days.
I give you a lot of credit for what you've built on TikTok, and now you've done this pretty quickly too, which is good.
Let's go.
All right, we're brought to you each and every show by our friends at Rain Total Body Fuel. They're pretty proud of Tyler's TikTok as well. 300 milligrams of natural caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, zero sugar. It's got what you need to push the limits and achieve your goals. Check them out on Instagram at Rain Body Fuel to learn more.
Neal, I think you will find out very soon. I don't think you hopped in the live today. Your boy, and we'll talk about it. Your boy is already on edge today. I've been cursing out people already today. I'm in those moods because I've been on the phone since 6:30 a.m. this morning.
I'm sure you have.
Trying to do, and I got other things. It's a busy day in the Siskey household. I got other shit to do today. I've had meetings. I've had calls. My give a shit meter is really low. Mm-hmm. But I don't need this today. But I'm going to drink it anyway, so I have to apologize for anything I say after I consume this rain because I'm going to be ultra juiced. I'm going with a cherry limeade today. It's an oldie a goodie. I started to pick out my flavors today. I said, what will bring me peace? What will bring me happiness? And nothing else will do that, Neal, more than a cherry limeade from Rain Total Body Fuel. But, Neal, we're also brought to you by the official RV dealer McCready and Siskey. And who is that, you're asking? It's County Line Campers. And where are they located, you're asking? Exit 38, I-10. In the wonderful metropolis of Gulfport, Mississippi, right now at County Line Campers. They're celebrating their 4-year anniversary. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. 4th year of anniversary right now. So right now, you can go in right now. It's tailgating season. It's football season. You can go in right now and get $4,000 more on your trade-in. That's right, $4,000 more on your trade-in because you go to County Line Campers. If your shit's busted and you need it to be fixed, and you need some new insulation or whatever, you take it down to County Line Campers. They're going to get you in and out one day, same-day service. Only people around that do that. Also, you don't have to be from the Gulf Coast. You can be from anywhere. You go to countylinecampers.com and you can schedule a virtual demo. My man Rob will get on there, Miss Destiny, Sambo. They'll get on there. They'll take care of you on the demo, get you set up, get you away, get you nice and looking fresh when you show up to your tailgate. So check them out at countylinecampers.com. Neal, we're also brought to you by Prime. That's right, getprime.com. Right now, you don't have time. We're busy. Like today, I'm busy. I don't have time to go to the doctor. So you know what I do? I call Prime. I said, you know what? Your boy's hitting that age. I might have to get that testosterone checked. So I go on to getprime.com. I get my little testosterone kit. I put it in the checkout code. But when I put it in the checkout, Neal, you know what I do? I enter MPW as the promo code. Yep. And you know what that does? It gets 20% off. Yep. So you go to getprime.com. It works for men and women. You go, it doesn't matter if it's your metabolism, can't make me laugh. I'm locked in right now. I'm preseason mode right now. Metabolism, hormones, or your overall wellness. You can go to getprime.com right now and you can get a kit for anybody. You check it out. MPW, 20% off. Get it to the house. Boom. Takes like 3 minutes. Put it in there. 24 hours later, you got your screening back. They will get you set up with the doctors and clinicians that you need to take care of your peptides, whatever you need. So check them out at getprime.com when you can take your health into your own hands. How about that? That was no reader. How about that? I didn't even read anything. I'm locked in. It's mid-season form today. I'm locked in.
So right now, if you scored a touchdown, what would you do?
Get naked. Yeah.
Well, before you got naked, what would you do right after you scored a touchdown?
Like I'm in the mood right now. I would get like this. Like I'm this juiced. If I score right now, it's punt the ball. It's try to punt the ball over out of the stands. Just kick it in the stands.
Dare I say you would you go for dose?
Ooh.
Would you go for dose?
I could go for two. You could talk me into it. Let's do it. First score of the game. Let's do it.
I tell you who would go for dose. Is the world's most interesting man.
Oh, see.
He doesn't always drink beer.
See.
But when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis.
Si, senor.
That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned. He's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend, and remember, stay thirsty, my friends.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
Dos Equis, enjoy Dos Equis responsibly.
See, I'm going to need about 18 of them here in a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, Neal, let's get into it.
Dos Equis sounds good right now. The green labeled lager Dos Equis sounds good.
You know, there was once upon a time your boy went to Cancun.
Yeah.
And I damn near bankrupted Dos Equis. I about took all their inventory.
Yeah.
I mean, I killed several lime trees to add on to that.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I've done that before.
All right, what's going on?
All right, let's do it. All right, Neal, your boy got a nice early wake-up call this morning about 6:30 a.m. I saw the news yesterday. Didn't think anything about it. And all of a sudden, I had Big Ten team calling. I'm on the phone with Big Ten team. What happened? Neal, I got ACC team calling. On the phone with ACC. Neal, what happened? SEC team called.
I bet.
So this Louisiana court case, in case you've been under a rock, and you haven't, because a lot of fans want to talk about it. It's been all the rage today.
I get it.
I understand. So I want to go through, and I've been on the phone with the NCAA as well today for about an hour. That was fun for this, trying to get understanding and what's going on and advise people the correct way. So as you all remember, there was a federal case in Colorado at the beginning of the month, right, that ruled, 5 for 5, the 22s belonged in it. But what it didn't do is it didn't allow them to go in the portal, okay? This is the Colorado case. It didn't allow them to go in the portal, and it also did not – it kind of distinguished where if you had gone pro, you can't come back. Okay, that's what the Colorado case did, and it was federal. But yesterday, shout out Louisiana, great state. Louisiana court case that is it is a temporary restraining order, okay? And let me break this down as simple as I can break it down for you, okay? All right, the NCAA has decided that college athletes are moving towards the 5 years to play 5 seasons, which we've talked about before, okay? Well, the class of 2022 said, as Neal said, wait a minute, you gave the guys before us, okay, talking about the COVID guys, you gave the guys before us an extra year of eligibility, and now the people after us get an extra year, but we're sitting here stuck with limited amount of eligibility, okay? So the state court ends up going, all right, look, you can come back and we're going to give you a temporary order that's ordered to these 16 players in Louisiana, okay? So you can have players now leave NFL training camps up to September the 1st, okay, and be back and playing football in the fall, okay? So that's what this did. Now, all right, so here's where my day has been a shit show, okay? 99% of the people, Neal, they see that and they go, oh my gosh, like if you're an Ole Miss fan, because there were 2 Ole Miss players there, Daquan Wright and Xavier Harris, they're going to come back and they're going to play for the Rebels, and here we go. Guys, this opened up a box, and right now inside of buildings, there's a shit show. And here's where the shit show lies, okay? Well, guess what? A lot of teams start playing football next Saturday, Neal.
Yeah.
And so their rosters, we sit here and their rosters are kind of set at 105. Okay, a couple teams went 104. But
two other things to add to that real quick. For a lot of schools, they've already started. Like where my son goes to school, he's
actually
starting.
Yeah.
I realize that I realize it's a joke. Okay, but they do technically have to be students.
Yeah,
and so you have some time because you have a drop add dates and stuff. But the point is that clock at most places, at a lot of places, has already started, and at the places where it hasn't started, it's going to start on Monday.
Right. That's just a small part of it. That I know this sounds crazy, but that is a problem. But that's one that can get fixed.
Yeah.
All right. The roster number. Okay, so they're at 105. Okay. Well, now you're going to have to. You've already got money committed to these other players, and so you can't go say, "Hey, I know we got this signed contract for $250,000 for you. Hey, but you got to go," because they can't just stack guys. They're going to have to cut players at positions because of depth. This is not an open season deal. They're going to cut players at a position, or they're minus it already and can add one. But regardless, you're either going to have dead money, okay? This money's already accounted for, guys. There's not a money tree in the back. Money's already accounted for. So do you think let's go completely hypothetical. If Xavier Harris and Daquan Wright were to come back to Ole Miss, do you think they're doing it for free?
No.
Okay, so there's going to have to be money paid to those players, okay? And again, warning shot, done talk to them today. Hey, warning shot, all the teams, money already been distributed. When you go find extra money.
Couldn't you just raise tuition and charge the students?
When you go and pay that money. Guess who's going to give you a colonoscopy to find out where that money came from and how you're paying that player? The old CSC, okay? So the NCAA, this is not an NCAA problem, by the way. This has nothing to do with the NCAA, but this was a state case. They will try it federally or appeal it federally. But if you do it and you bring them back, okay, and you decide that's the best decision for us, you're going to get a colonoscopy of, hey, where'd you get this money from? Because we know you're out of money. Where'd you get this money from? Okay. And I promise you, somebody say, well, what if they don't have all the money? There's not a team out there that's just sitting on $1 million and didn't want to go get somebody. Okay. The money's gone. All right. It's already promised. We're in August. Like we're at like 0 right now. Okay.
2/3 through August.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But we're at 0. There's no like extra money. We got this money just hanging around out here. There's not that.
No. At a lot of places, they're already stressed out about how they're going to pay the current guys in September.
So they're going to want to know how you pay for them. Right. That's one.
Sure.
All right. All right. 2 is this. Hey guys, like, a lot of coaches don't want to even approach this. And this is the dangerous. Hell, just went through it. Hey, there's a damn clip on social media everywhere else on a direct, you can see all you want to see. You don't want to upset your team chemistry by, hey, I mean, how is Xavier Harris comes in and he's playing defensive line? How are the other guys going to feel like, wait a minute, this cat right here, we're going to cut this guy. He's been here busting his ass, getting ready for the team. We've already started camp. We're going through practices. Now we're going to cut him to bring this guy
practices.
In. Yeah, I mean,
hard work.
Like, you're going to upset team chemistry at a lot of places.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
The message it sends inside your locker room is an interesting one.
All right. Then I heard this. And this is one of my favorite things. I heard this from the NCAA today, by the way. And I was like, guys, I gave the NCAA a common sense course. Hey, but you know what? All the coaches could come, all the schools could come together and say, hey, we're not doing this. Okay. And I said,
you're not wrong.
I said, yeah, in a utopian world, yes.
Yeah.
I said, but look, you got 133 coaches that are trying to keep their job. If there's a great player out there, they'll say, hell, I don't care what they're doing. We're going to do it. And once that person does it, we got to keep up with Joneses, and here we are.
But I'm just saying they're right. They're not wrong, and you're right to say it's utopia. But at the end of the day, and I've said this a million times, at the end of the day, I'm not even as fired up as you are. At the end of the day,
yeah.
This is how you're going. You're going to have to fix it internally. No one's doing this for you. I've never seen a group of stupider people than the people who run college athletics. No offense to all of you. Y'all keep going, Washington's going to fix this. Did you look at the national debt? They can't fix anything.
Keep cooking. I don't cut you off.
They're not fixing you. You're going to have some discipline. You're the fat guy that keeps going to the doctor, and the doctor's like, well, are you exercising? Not really. Have you stopped eating the candy bars? No, I love my candy bars. I mean, I can give you a drug, but I can't do this on my own. You're going to have to have some discipline.
What's that word?
Discipline. And the doctor's going to be like, and I can't be with you 24 hours a day to stop you every time you want to grab a Milky Way. You're going to have to do it yourself. It's really not a terrible example, but they're incapable. It's too competitive. I don't even blame them. It's too competitive. There's too much money. All that matters is winning. It's where it is.
And that's why we're in another big reason.
And so we're in a situation now where dudes who have played in NFL games are going to come back and play college football. And I'm telling you, this is a slippery slope.
All right, so we'll go there right now. All right, so here's one of the biggest problems, right? And this is extremely well sourced. Let's just put it like this. This is as sourced as I can possibly get, and I'm not a reporter. All right, here's the challenge with the NCAA, okay? So the NCAA would be better off, I'm just telling you, all right? And I will say this was told, I said this today earlier on the phone. The NCAA would be better off, which they should have done from the jump, and I told them that too. They didn't like that, but now they wish they'd done it. You're better off saying, hey, guys, this rule went into effect August the 1st, okay? Anybody in the 2022 class, blanket waiver, you're eligible. Mm-hmm. Because if they fight it in federal court and this plaintiff holds up, now you got a massive problem because now you've established this NFL pro back to that's the worry, right? It's like, hey, look, we want to fight this. Okay, let's be not pro NCAA, but let's talk. They're actually thinking about this. The problem with the NCAA just strictly going in and fighting this thing right now is this: if they go in and they fight this thing and they lose, they have federal precedent that's going to allow all pro players to come back and play football if they don't make their team.
Yeah.
So my question for you is this: if Jack Pyreman, who is from LSU, right?
Started at Florida, transferred to LSU, had 2
sacks in the first preseason game.
Quarterback sacks in a preseason game the other day, playing in a Tampa Bay Buccaneers uniform. He is still, as of this moment, to the best of my knowledge, on their roster.
He will be until the final cuts.
He's a likely cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. If he's allowed to come back and play a game in college, do we even have NCAA rules anymore? Or is it over?
I mean, I've said this for a while. And I've told you this because I think the first time I said it, you thought I was joking. And to some degree, in fairness to you, I was. But I wasn't but I wasn't completely joking.
You were half kidding? You were just poking for fun?
No.
You were just half kidding?
I was kind of having a thought exercise.
Okay. I was your Claude?
A little bit.
Tyler AI?
To me, Daquan Wright, there's pictures of him on, like,
he's with the Browns.
USA Today in a Cleveland Browns uniform. You know, I think once you take back players who've played professionally, and I'm sorry, an NFL preseason game is a professional game.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
Once you draw a check from an NFL organization.
It's a contest between 2 NFL teams. That makes it an NFL game. The fact that it doesn't count in the regular season, to me, is quite trivial. I'm sorry, but I think it's really trivial. So what's to stop you from playing in the opener? If Jack Pyburn were to make the Bucks on the NFL rookie minimum, I think it's like $860.
Oh, I don't even know.
I mean, you know.
I don't know.
The point is, what if he could make more at LSU? Or wherever.
Well, that's the other thing,
listen,
right?
And by the way, I will tell you this. I don't think this SEC rule to, hey, we're not going to let you transfer in the league is going to hold up in court. And I've asked a couple of people who would know this, and they tell me they told me that I'm right. I asked a couple of attorneys, I'm like, you think that would hold up? And they're like, no chance. So this whole idea of, the only place they could go back to is their previous place, I don't think that's going to hold up for a matter of days.
So this TRO allows them to go anywhere except for SEC to SEC transfer.
I'm just telling you.
And I think you could challenge that too.
I think that's going to get. I was told.
But the time frame.
That's going to get challenged, but it just takes one judge to put out an injunction.
I'm saying, like, game start next week.
Yeah.
Hey, Judge, put down your pastrami sandwich and your Cuban coffee and read this case, please.
But I'll answer your question. So what's to stop a kid from playing 3 seasons, declaring for the draft, getting drafted, going to camp, getting into camp, finding out that, hey, you know what? I don't know. I think I want to go back to school. And now I can get in the portal in late August. I can get in the portal in late August when teams need a linebacker, need a wide receiver, and I can start a bidding war.
And it will be, like, if this rule were to hold up, okay?
Yeah. So
here's the thing.
Why not?
Like, where we're at today, okay, I think it's going to be very hard somebody's going to do it now. I'm not saying nobody's going to do it. I just don't think the fans understand at this point, with no preparation, the finding the money and combination with messing up team chemistry, probably not going to be as big of a deal. The big deal would come in if they challenge this. That's why I say they would be better off saying, hey, you're good here, and just move and let this thing go.
Yeah.
Because if they challenge it and they lose, now every year you're going to be dealing with this problem. Because if this is a problem next year, all of a sudden Ole Miss or LSU or Alabama or Auburn's going, hey, guys, look, we're going to hold off about $4 million. We're not going to spend it this year because we're going to have $4 million. Hey, we're not bringing in. Hey,
yeah, we're going
to bring in 100 players, not 105, and we're going to go get us 5 guys for $5 million. We're going to look for guys that are cut. Now it turns into a whole strategy because now they have time. They have time to save the money, get all that stuff.
Well, and you don't think that more than one or two schools would come up with that plan?
That would be that's the first thing that came to my head.
Everybody would do.
If I did it, everybody's doing it, right? Or everybody already thought about that.
Of course.
So, but
so you basically create another portal period for guys who are in the NFL.
Essentially, yeah.
So the slippery slope on this becomes, well, why 5 years? Why not 6?
Well, that's the point, right? Because what is rules of what is eligibility anymore if they challenge it and lose? That's why they need to go ahead, stick to the 5 for 5. It's already been done in federal court. Stick to 5 for 5. Pray to God that they get the Save College Sports Act through to where they can hold that up. But that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing. Like right now, it's like a beautiful mind. You got to rule over here. 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 And it's very important to understand between state and federal, because if it's state, they can still go and do something with it. That's why the Sorsby thing, that's why he gave it up, because his was a local. They went to go sue it in federal and they threw it out, right? Or they were going to throw it out, so that's why they dropped out. But yeah, it's a shit show, man. I mean, at the end of the day, and I feel bad. This is one I actually feel bad for the NCAA, because this is everybody on the shows today.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh, the NCAA. No, this is actually the NCAA is innocent bystander here. Okay, they're trying to do things right. Okay, and look, I also want to say this. I try to see both sides of it. I understand the class of 2022's issue. Okay, we're saying, well, hell, the people before us got an extra year.
Mm-hmm.
The people after us get extra years. Why don't we? I understand that. But I also respect the NCAA for saying, putting their foot down and actually having some backbone to do that. And then when you do that, it's like, oh, well, can't do that either. They would be better off just saying, hey, come on in 2022. You get your extra year. You're good. So they don't have to deal with this anymore, because challenging this opens them up for future disaster. Like, dude, disaster. I mean, seriously, disaster.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Is it?
It is.
I mean, I'm being.
I know what you're saying. Yes,
I mean, is it? It's
it
pro.
is.
I mean, listen, it's pro sports.
The NFL doesn't want this.
It's pro. I mean, I don't care.
No, but I'm saying
I don't care.
It's a disaster.
I get it. It's pro sports, though. If you're pro sports, I want to play pros. I get guys that spent the off season with the Cleveland Browns. Yep. That's better than spending the off season at Miami of Ohio.
To me, again, this is reason number 874,212 that the profit-producing sports of all these players we're talking about, because they ain't coming back and playing for free, the profit-producing sports will be much better off breaking away. I told the NCAA this today, too. Breaking away. And guess what? The NCAA agreed with me, by the way, which was a shocker. All right. Breaking away, collective bargaining.
The only way you're going to ever be able to break away successfully is if you have the discipline to tell players no, and they don't.
Well, you got a collective bargain. They don't have a fucking choice.
Well, you've got to get them to agree to collective bargain. And to get them to agree to collective bargaining, you have to make them hurt first. You have to cut pay first.
Start a new organization, they don't have a choice. They either play or they don't. They can go play it. They can go play at South Alabama and Troy and FIU and see how much money they can get. They can stay in the NCAA.
Yeah, I think the legislative red tape on the breaking away and forming a new organization is more complicated than you think.
Oh, it's not easy.
Yeah,
but it's got to be done.
I think it takes years.
No,
okay.
Take about 16 months exactly.
Okay. So far, I've been right on this one. So far, I've nailed this. I've told you NFL players are going to come back and play.
I have to. When you told me that, I'm going to be honest with you. I thought you were fucking crazy, but you're not.
No, NFL players are coming back to play.
I will tell you when I'm wrong. I was wrong on that one. Do you think they're going to do it, though?
Yes.
Do you think we're going to have somebody do it?
Most certainly. 100%.
This is great. I'll tell you what.
You're going to have guys that on the transfer thing, it's going to be like school, Tampa Bay Buccaneers school. What are we doing?
You know where I'm different, though?
Former Cleveland Browns tight end Daquan Wright. That's what he is now. And people like me will write it that way. You know what they'll tell me? You're an asshole.
Yeah, you're being an asshole.
You're the asshole. No, I didn't do anything. He did it. Here's a picture.
He did it.
From the USA Today of him in a Cleveland Browns uniform. He's a pro. And you guys come back and go,
like literally.
These are amateur sports. No, they're effing not.
Oh, hey, this has got to be. I will say this: if anyone else ever gets on to you about calling it professional sports, you're like, there's literally
photos. Jack Pyburn is probably going to play in the SEC in 2 weeks. Last week, the same guy played.
It wasn't his clone?
It was him in an NFL uniform, specifically that of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, shit.
Against another NFL team in an NFL stadium, refereed by NFL referees, and he had 2 quarterback sacks. There's a world where a guy who has 2 NFL sacks is going to line up and play against Clemson in 2 weeks. And it's not even a stretch.
Yeah, it's really not.
In fact, it's likely. It's like if he doesn't, it will be because he makes the Buccaneers.
It's because he'll be playing on Sundays forever.
So this is going to become a fallback.
No, I agree.
And it's going to become another portal period. And I guess fans will just love it because it's this August drama. But here's the deal.
I don't think that it'll affect the fans, honestly. I don't think it will.
Here's who it will affect.
Yeah, I know.
Players in camps. Because the way this thing works, I know how this thing works. There is no off season. They get a couple of weeks in January. They come up, they report, and then strength and conditioning coaches see if they can kill them for the next 5 months. Then you get like a week, and then you have essentially fall camp that starts on June 1st. Okay? That goes all the way through August, and then you play games.
That's against the rules of practice at Neal.
Yeah. And then you play. So the message you send is, now, wait a minute. I'm here, but you want me to buy into team. You want me to be loyal. I know that in August, if you get a chance to sign some dude that just got cut by the Bears, you're going to do it, and you might kick me to the curb, but you want me to be all in. This is flawed, man. And although I go back to this, I think you can bring NFL players back who've played in the league for 4 years, and you can bring them back to college, and I don't think this thing's breakable.
So here's the other thing. And again, this is not simply a court case.
And Hayden, this isn't NCAA, man. Hayden's like NCAA corner chair. This is not the NCAA.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not their fault. All right. And so there's plenty.
There's a lot you can blame.
Plenty.
There's a lot.
Plenty.
This ain't it.
And so, but here's the other thing. Is like people have to understand that this is not as simple as like, oh yeah, he can come back and play. There's so many doors open. How about this one, Neal? I heard today. I got 2 that I was like, yeah, I got nothing for you. All right. So here's one. Let's say pick a player. Give me a player. Any player.
In what?
Let's take Xavier Harris. Okay, let's take him.
Okay.
Let's say he gets drafted by who is it? He was with the Saints, right?
He wasn't drafted, but he was with the Saints.
He's a UDFA. Yeah. But let's say the Saints go, you know what? We're going to take this Xavier Harris kid in the 7th round. Okay. He's going to come to camp. He's going to play in the preseason. Okay. Now the NFL doesn't have the cuts like they did every week. It's just one big cut.
Is that how that works?
Yeah. It used to be every week or whatever, but now it goes down. I mean, it's just one big cut. All right, so let's say they get to the last cut, Neal. They go, you know what? He's not ready to really play for us. He's probably going to be a practice squad guy, okay? So Xavier Harris is going to be a practice squad guy. Here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to cut Xavier Harris, put him on waivers.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to put him on waivers. Nobody's going to claim him. He's then going to go back to college and go play at Ole Miss, and he's going to make $500,000. We'll still have his rights next year.
Yeah, because that's how that works. Like Jack Pyburn.
This is opening the door, just so everybody's clear.
To make it the minor leagues.
To make it the minor leagues.
Yeah.
To make it the minor leagues. That's why I think, hey, fan interest will be fine. Okay. Why do I get frustrated? I'm just going to be clear. First of all, I've reached a point now, I've been out long enough that I'm here for just the most chaos as possible because I think a breakaway and collective bargaining is the only solution. I'm not along with that. Hell, the NCAA even agrees with me. All right. With that being said, I've had to build these rosters, and I've had to be in the building. If I was in a building today, I think I would just walk around shooting everybody the bird and telling everybody to go kiss my ass. Like, you can't be like, you want to be good at your job. Like I would assume coaches by nature, okay, most are wired like me, not all, but most are wired like me.
Yeah.
We're competitive fucking people, man.
Yeah.
Okay. We want to win and we want to outwork people. We want to do a great job. We want to go in there and we want to beat somebody's ass because we worked harder than you did. Okay, we want to do a great job.
Yeah, they stay at the office till 11 o'clock, not because they're actually getting anything done, but because in the back of their mind, they're thinking the guy that they're playing on Saturday is still there.
Yeah, I want to do everything I can to be successful.
Yep.
And when you take everything out of my control, and I got to sit here and go like, all right, Tyler, that season's over. Great season, Tyler. Great season. How are we going to rebuild our defensive line? Is it going to be through recruiting? No. Portal? No. What's your plan to bring in we got to compete for a national title. What's your plan? Well, here's what we're going to do. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to hope that all these 7th round picks go off and they get cut. What if they don't get cut? Well, that's our plan. We're going to hope that they go to the NFL. They don't perform great for the NFL and they can come back and play for us again in the fall. Well, that's a hell of a plan, Tyler. Yeah, that'll get your ass fired. That's what that'll do. And so, like, there's so much frustration. I have to hear about it all the time. God bless them. The rules change. You can't even build a roster because while you're in the middle of building this roster, a rule changes that affects the way you build your roster. And then you go, okay, this is the rules. So I start going down this road, and all of a sudden, oh, nope, rules going this way again. So I got to turn back around, and you can't unscrew a pregnant lady. Okay, it doesn't happen. You can't do it. See, that was me. I've said the F-bomb a couple times. By the way, I've been really good. That was the first F-bomb I've dropped in weeks. Shout out, Mom. Sorry, but I haven't had to say sorry, Mom, in a while. She's actually complimenting me on my language lately. But today, it deserves F-bombs.
By the way, on that last line, the state of Massachusetts says hello.
Unless.
Be careful.
Be
careful.
We're not on TikTok.
No, but just in general.
Okay. Unless we're in like
Massachusetts
or, anywhere like on the outskirts, there's a good chance. There's a good chance here that you can do that. You can unscrew a pregnant woman. If you have to, as you're listening to us, you unplug.
Be careful.
You unplug your Subaru. If you unplug your Subaru, there's a good chance. If you enjoy boneless chicken wings, there's a great chance. If you installed tampons in a men's restroom.
This just doesn't even make sense. Stop.
Hey, it can't be worse than you reading the rap lyrics.
That's true.
I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, that's my rap song.
Hey, did you know that Gather Systems makes audio and video technology easy? They install video displays of every size, from 4K displays in meeting rooms to massive LED video walls and college stadium scoreboards. They build great sounding audio systems from auditoriums and gyms to arenas and football stadiums. Does your stadium sound like an old AM radio? Gather Systems can fix it.
How many people know what an AM radio is? When was the last time you turned on AM radio and you listened to it?
Probably the last time.
Think about that.
Okay, I'm thinking. I think I can answer it. It was 2003. Yep. No. Yes. It was 2000. I'll tell you exactly when it was. It was 2003. It was a Friday night. I was driving from Mobile to Birmingham. I was scheduled to cover Alabama, Arkansas in Tuscaloosa on Saturday. This was late September. The Cubs had already played the Pirates that day. No, the Cubs had played the Astros. The Brewers were playing. The Brewers were playing somebody. The Cubs were playing somebody. I needed the Brewers to lose. And I was searching for that game on AM radio as I drove up Interstate 65. That was the last time that I think I listened to AM radio.
Dude, you got great memory there. You got a memory of an elephant.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
You want your high school stadium to sound and feel more like an SEC game? Give Gather Systems a call. They can upgrade the whole game day experience.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry. Tell them I apologize.
For businesses, they handle meeting rooms, video walls, displays. I tried to stop you. Sound systems and the technology that ties everything together. Gather Systems can design it, install it, make it easy to operate, Big project or small project, tell Gather Systems what you're trying to accomplish. They'll help figure out the technology. Email sales@gathersystems.com or call Hudson Direct at 601-594-8917. Gather Systems, technology that brings people together. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
A lot of that needed
don't
today.
we need that? Goodness gracious. You've heard me talk about BetterHelp for a long time, but I don't know that we've actually ever talked about how much people love the service when they use it. You can check it out yourself at betterhelp.com/reviews to see amazing customer reviews in real time. The reviews are updated every day with hundreds of people saying how much they love BetterHelp and how helpful it's been to them. Please visit betterhelp.com/reviews to see for yourself. More than 6 million people have used BetterHelp globally, including everyone at the NCAA. The consistent feedback from real users makes it easy to see why so many people continue to use BetterHelp. BetterHelp makes it easy to get started, answer a few questions, get matched with a therapist based on your needs, and switch therapists at any time if it's not the right fit. See the reviews, see what stands out, and see if BetterHelp is right for you. Visit betterhelp.com/MPW. That's betterhelp.com/MPW. And we're brought to you by Outdoor Underwriters. Man, everyone loves the outdoors.
Joe do.
Not today, but
No,
in
it's
general,
It's hot.
it's hot.
The guy outside, he don't.
He was struggling.
Did you see him?
Yeah, bless him. But you want to make sure your hunt club or your
He's not listening right now.
no. We're just hoping he's still moving.
I hope he can still listen
Yeah.
by the end of the show. Still,
I'm worried about Laura coming home and going, Neal, have you looked at the pool?
there's a man floating in the pool, Neal. He's an older gentleman.
Outdoor Underwriters provides the insurance you need at a price that makes sense.
You think they'll insure that? I mean, the pool is outdoors.
It's outdoors. I don't know. It's 107. I'm not sure.
Neal, your insurance policy has been raised.
Outdoor Underwriters provides liability protection for occurrences arising out of activities and operations of your hunt club and its members, guests, invitees, agents, or employees. You can take comfort in blind and tree stand liability, mobile equipment liability, prescribed burn coverage, guides and outfitters, and consulting foresters. They are endorsed by the Wild Turkey Federation, National Deer Association, and the Forestry Associations of Alabama, Florida, Texas, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Louisiana. Check them out at 866-961-4101 or online at outdoorund.com.
Hey, I just hit the like button. Make sure you guys, if you don't mind, hit the like button on all your YouTube feeds that you're watching right now, whether it's been on McCready and Siskey on YouTube or MPW Digital. You know what's pretty cool? When you hit the like button,
Yep,
a little football comes up.
Oh, how about that?
How about that?
And please leave a 5-star thing. Even if you say horrible things about us in the thing,
Yeah.
just go 5 stars and then say McCready sucks.
Hey, that's kind of the
That's
rule
cool.
on TikTok is you can come in and you can troll and talk all the shit you want to, but you just got to hit the follow button. That's it. I mean,
That's
it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Just good. All right, let's get Neal. Since Neal's juiced up today, almost as much as I am, we're going to get Neal even more juiced up.
Okay.
You
can't surprise me, right?
I won't surprise you,
Okay.
but this is
I'm
one
just
of those
saying you won't
things-
be able to.
No. So I've literally, this comes across my feed today of all the shit going on today. This comes across my feed, and I couldn't help the first thing that came to my mind was Neal McCready. It's the first thing that came to my mind. I didn't even read the article, and I was like, oh, Neal's going to love this.
Okay.
All right. Neal states, this is reported by the Associated Press, by the way.
Okay.
These are the people that put out the poll. I don't know if you know that. They also
Yeah.
have a top 25 poll they released this week.
They did.
All right. So the same people are,
Okay.
are reporting this. So give credit where credit's due.
Okay.
States are now pouring taxpayer dollars into athletic departments. The money is not going directly to pay the players, but they are propping up strained sports budgets into facilities and administrative cost to free the universities to take the money they would be spending on that and then
pay the players.
pay the players.
Yeah.
So now we have taxpayer dollars going. I believe North Carolina, the state of North Carolina was mentioned. The state of Louisiana was mentioned. The state of Wisconsin was listed.
Yeah.
There was a couple other states, but what they're doing is you can't keep up with the Joneses anymore. We've talked about this, right? Couple things here. This is not a 1-off or a 2-off or a 3-off. That's point one. We'll talk about that in a second. Okay. But here's the deal is these universities, hey, we need to improve our stadium. We need to whatever. Hey, our administrative costs are going way up. We got this big bill. We can't afford all this. Shout out, by the way, I got the message. Somebody that listens to our show, by the way, is a CFO at an SEC program, athletic department.
Yeah.
And they sent a message that somebody that knew me, they didn't have my number, and they had seen the clip of us talking about the LSU $100 million and schools are running out of money and it should be a warning shot and people don't, and said that I was right on every single point and that people don't realize it. But I got the message. Thank you very much for watching the show.
Okay.
So they'll probably appreciate this as well. So the schools we're out of money, right? The prices are going up. And so what they're doing is they're using taxpayer dollars. It used to be funded by the athletic department, by the way. Now they don't have the money. So now they're using taxpayer dollars to do all these other costs, these big things. Hey, building a pavilion or whatever it is, right? Doing all these things you're doing in the athletic department and you're contributing to. Hey, we're making stadium upgrades, the capital campaign, all these things that you've been doing, all this, raising all this money for facility improvements. Hey, our coach now costs $12 million a year. Hey, all these costs. Hey, our staff salaries have gone up. All these costs are now being, I'll tell you what, instead of paying that $100 million for that stadium right there, hey, state governor, how about y'all send us $100 million and we can take that $100 million and we can move around and do what we need to do. So they're playing a big shell game here. So is it accurate that state pay? So basically they're playing a semantics game here. No, sir, we are not going to use taxpayer funds to pay for our players. But what we are going to do is we're going to use taxpayer funds to pay for all the other bullshit, and then we're going to take that money we were paying for that, and then we're going to pay the players. So it's a shell game. We're moving budget item lines to basically pay the players, pay administrative costs, and to do everything. But yes, in a nutshell, your tax dollars, I don't care what state you're in. This is point number 2. I don't care what state you're in. Your tax dollars will be helping fund athletes at your university. And you say, not my state. Well, let me tell you something. Do you think my man Kirby Smart is going to sit over there in Georgia and go, this is some bullshit? You're telling me North Carolina can use state tax dollars to do all this? It's going to be, I'm going to pick up the phone and go, Mr. Senator, Mr. Georgia Senator, and this is an unfair recruiting advantage. And they're going to go, you're right. Go Dogs. Sick 'em. Tax dollars. And then my man Kalen DeBoer, he's going to pick up the phone. He's going to call Golis and say, hey, let's get on a 3-way phone call, a phone call with the governor, and let's go. Hey, Tubbs. Hey, Tubbs, this is some bullshit. Georgia's over here. They got this. Alabama, passed. What do you think Mississippi's going to do? And it's just going to go, whoo, like wildfire, just like the old tax benefit did. It's going to go like wildfire for competitive advantage. So I would like to say congratulations to all you hardworking taxpayers out there. Just remember, when you turn on the game, you go, by God,
I paid for these guys.
I paid for that. Hey, whether you donated or not, you contributed to that player playing on your team in your state. Congratulations. I want to say congratulations to everybody.
Congrats. Hey, I mean, I'm not surprised.
That's some bullshit though, isn't it?
Look. Sometimes things are just so ingrained in the fabric of, I guess, our lives that there is the assumption made. And look, I'm right now of the opinion that assumption is accurate. This is just not breakable. Now, I do shows with other people who think that this is careening down the mountain, and once it goes off the road, it's going to be a pretty ugly scene. Maybe they're right. I do think this. I think we are at a point with this where one of two things is going to happen.
Grind said the founding fathers would be proud.
They would. They would. One of two things is going to happen. Either it is truly going to prove to be unbreakable, and it will kind of, the market, if you will settle itself, because we are in the infancy stages of this, or this is a crash. And at the end of the crash, they'll put together something that is more durable and sustainable and all of that. I listen, whoever ends up being right, And whoever ends up being wrong, you shouldn't feel great about being right. And you shouldn't feel terrible about being wrong because it's kind of unpredictable right now. Like, what happens? We picked on LSU a minute ago with Pyburn, okay? LSU's budget for this year's team is more than $50 million.
Okay.
So let's say for kicks and giggles that they add Pyburn and Daquan Wright. Well, you probably can add at least another $1 million to that and probably more. I don't know where you find the money, whatever it is, what it is. There are 8 teams in the SEC. Actually, there's 10 in the AP top 27. Okay? Florida was second in receiving votes.
Oh, I got you.
So they're 27.
Took me a second.
Yeah. There were 9 in the AP top 25. We'll just leave it there. 9 in the top 25. 8 Big Ten teams in the top 25. That's 17 teams.
Good percentage.
Okay? 17 teams are not going to make the playoff because there's only 12.
No.
And I'm kind of trying to be real here for a minute. So a group of 5 is going to make it, and Notre Dame's probably making it. So now it's down to 10.
Mm-hmm.
So now of the 17, and then the ACC. So let's say they just get 1 each. That's 4. So you got 8 spots for 17 teams. So let's say that it's 4 and 4, whatever. Those other teams, they're going to have a reckoning. Because most of those teams that we're talking about
we're investing to get in
heavily.
Yeah.
I mean,
more so this year than the years past.
And you can talk about an exception here and an exception there, but there aren't many exceptions. So this is my thing. When we do the numbers thing, you got to try to understand what I think might be coming. You've got to take your fan card just for a moment and put it away. You've got to look at these lists and odds and things like what I'm working on for 10 Thoughts on Sunday, and you've got to put the team name away just for a moment. Because Saturday's going to roll around and Sunday's going to roll around, and you're going to cheer for your team. And that's great. You should. But when you're looking at, hey, where might this go? You've got to take your fan card and just for a moment, put it under something.
Brief second.
Just for a moment, put it away for a second and look at this and go, so let's use LSU as an example. I mean, LSU's probably got the talent to make the playoff, but there's a world, I just described it, where they're one of the teams that don't make it. Texas, $50 million payroll. They don't make it. What happens at those places? I don't know. But there's a real chance that someone looks at this and goes, this is crazy. What happened here? Well, because the answer can't just always be we just needed more. You had more than everybody else now. What do you mean you needed more? At some point at a lot of these places, people are going to look at this and go, we're not getting an ROI. You make something.
At some point.
You make something. I think so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Now, is that in a year? Is that in 5 years? Are the people who say, hey, what is $50 million today? Because this is what smart people are saying. That if you don't stop this and and when I say stop it, I mean slow it down.
Got to cap it or it's going to get out of control. I don't think it stops unless it's capped. And it's only capped if we can.
What smart people are saying is that in 5 years at this pace, here's where I think this thing does get dangerous and where fans go, wait a minute, this thing means something to me. Is in 5 years, a lot of the schools in the SEC and the Big Ten, they won't be able to do this anymore. And you're going to have a super league that can break off and do. And you're going to be left being nobody. And this thing that means so much to you, you will have watched it crash right in front of your eyes. And so that's, I think, and how likely is that? Man, I don't know. Well, but I'll say this. If it doesn't happen, I won't blame the people who said it was going to, because they may have just underestimated just how much this means to people. And if it does happen, I'm not going to be the guy that goes, told you so, because
it sucks.
But because if that happens, it's really going to suck for a lot of people. Like, you look at the schools right now today that aren't competitive. If you put your fan card away for a moment and go, gosh, man, those places, that used to be a lot of fun. That was a big part of what they did.
Yeah.
It meant a lot to people.
Yeah. You know what? The interesting part to me is, like, where 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, whenever we started talking about this craziness, we've been talking about this for a while, obviously, where I underestimated, and I think why we have the problem we have now, is the fan interest. And everybody's like, I think two things can be true at once. People that don't understand the inner workings of an athletic department will 100%, and they're not wrong. The sport is not broken. Okay. And because the viewership, the interest level is at an all-time high for one reason and one reason only: the word hope. Every single year, no matter how bad your team was the year before, every team has hope because they are one check away from being right back in it. Okay, the rosters change, all that stuff. That's why when I listen to some of these shows throughout the day, having playing on the background, every time I hear somebody go, "Well, I don't know, Johnny, I think that's going to be a tough game because they're 1-7 in their last 8 trips to Athens." Guys,
meaningless.
We might as well be talking about what's the weather going to be next February the 16th. Like, what that mean? That doesn't have shit to do with shining on a different team. Anyway,
well, there's a lot of people in this field that struggle with
change.
Well, it's not even yes, and they struggle with the following concept. And this concept, I'm telling you, I'm right on this. Okay, I'm just telling y'all, I get a lot of shit wrong. Pardon my language.
It's okay.
This one, I nailed it. I nailed it years ago. Everything that happened, you can take 2020, the COVID year, and you can do with it as you wish. If you're an Alabama fan, celebrate it. Good for you. If you're
Texas A&M, celebrate. That good year.
Yeah. If you're a team that LSU, you struggled, don't worry about it.
Y'all didn't appreciate it down in Gainesville because y'all fired Dan Mullen in the middle next year, even though he was in the SEC championship.
But in all seriousness, throw it away.
All right,
throw it away.
They did.
Everything before that is a previous era. It might as well be the Stone Age.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't. I'm not diminishing what people did, the accomplishments. I'm not diminishing any of that. I'm just saying it was a different era. It was.
I mean, it couldn't be more polar opposite.
And so the current era, really, it probably starts around 22, 23. But you can count 2021, move it forward. That's where we are. It's a brand new sport, and so when people do I tell you, just see us, I'm making something up right now. That team, when they go to Tennessee, they haven't won there since 1970. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. It's a brand new deal. And right now, the solution for anybody, like you look at the AP top 10, and I'll show you 10 of the biggest spenders.
Yeah, follow the money. That's what you always do, is follow the money. Really quick before we get out of here, and I meant to do this earlier, talk about this earlier when we were talking about the court case. The other interesting thing, the question I asked today, and I didn't get an answer on. Remember our good friend we talked about a few weeks ago, Arian Carter, a linebacker from Tennessee?
Yeah.
That's suspended for 2 games. Linebacker, safety, whatever he plays. Suspended for 2 games because he took a plane ride, $487.
Yes.
And he's suspended for 2 games, even though he came back, paid him money back. If you're Tennessee with this TRO, and they're going to let NFL players that have been drawing NFL checks play, do you tell the kick rocks? We're playing this guy game 1.
100%.
Does Tennessee use this?
100%.
Yeah, I would too.
100%.
I would. I wouldn't even ask. I wouldn't even ask. I'd play him.
And I think that will happen eventually with like CSC and all that stuff, where there's like, there's this penalty, and you're like, Well,
you can't suspend him for 2 games for freaking getting a plane ticket to go train.
No.
And you're going to let somebody who did the same thing. Okay, he did the same. All these guys went to trainers and all that stuff.
The difference was he got hurt.
Yeah, and then and then they went a step further. They actually got NFL paychecks.
No, they went to camp.
You can't let those guys play unpenalized and then hold this guy down for 2 games.
Again, most of the guys we're talking about.
That's a whole nother lawsuit.
Most of the guys we're talking about have played in NFL preseason games.
No, actually, if I was advising, so if this gets back to Arian Carter, look, hey, Arian, listen to me, okay? Listen to me. What you do is you do sit out those 2 games, okay? On the Monday morning at 8:00 after the second game, you have your attorneys file the most massive lawsuit in the history of lawsuits that, hey, you hurt my future earnings. That's what you do. You'll get rich. Make more than any deal you'll ever make right there. They'll settle in 2 seconds.
No.
There you go. Free legal advice for you, boss.
Yeah, if I'm
costs $0.00.
If I'm Josh Heupel, he plays.
Plays ass. I would.
And you know what? The message that would send? God, their people would be so fired up. Can you imagine? I mean, you just stare down the NCAA. You go, I don't think you can do anything. And I guess people say, well, what would the risk be? I mean, if I'm sitting there in the room and we're having a conversation and someone goes, hey, before we do this, someone tell me what's the risk. I mean, the risk is, the risk is this, right? Is that we do this. This ends up being a year that we go 11-1. We're in the playoffs and a ruling comes down that no, because we played an ineligible player, we're not. We're out of the playoffs. The committee goes with the NCAA, not us, and we lose a home game in Knoxville. We lose the money that you would get from making a run in the playoffs. Mm. That would be the risk.
That's still
because one of the games they play is against nobody. I don't know who they play in week 2.
Golly, I had it on top of my head too. I forgot it. But you get the point. I mean, what do you do? That's interesting. All right, Neal. Moving on. Last thing we'll do here. We look to wrap up here. All right, coaches on the hot seat.
Yeah.
You know, I do these. One of the most. I'm talking about. I just laugh all the time when you do the TikTok lives and you get close to football season. Every live, you know, somebody's getting fired. You know, because it's either after somebody lost a game, everybody wants somebody fired and all that stuff. So the most popular one right now is I've been asked most about this year. Get asked about Kalen DeBoer, which is a joke, but anyway, Mike Norvell. Everybody seems to think he's on the hot seat. And this is a great topic today since we've been discussing this. Okay. I think Mike Norvell could go like 0-12 this year. Because let me tell you what's going to happen, Neal. They're going to play early. They got Alabama. They got SMU's second game of the year. They play week 0 next week. If they lose to SMU or they lose to Alabama, everybody's going to be fired Mike Norvell. Here he goes again because they play Alabama and SMU right early. If they lose them both, fire him. Fire him. My man Mike Norvell, I think, could go 0-12. And he would, if he desires to be the head football coach at Florida State next year, I think he'll be the head coach at Florida State next year. And you're saying, why? Why, Tyler? Why? Are you crazy?
It's the money.
$50 million.
I mean, unless you can find someone who's just going to stroke a check for $50 million.
Well, where's he been?
Yeah.
Is they looking for it now?
Yeah. I mean, the truth is, no. I mean,
we've reached a point where I think we've said this before. And like, look, everybody's like, well, and I will say, I'm going to hand raise guy myself. Do you know who I said this about last year? Was Brian Kelly. I said, LSU, you can't fire Brian Kelly. Was it $56 million or whatever it ended up being?
Yep.
$56 million.
They said,
hold our beer. Have to go hire a new coach, blah, blah, blah.
They did.
And they also just gave away 10% of their future TV. They're selling blood plasma now because of it.
Yeah.
They are in financial issues.
Sure.
Long term because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're hoping all this stuff, but they're hoping they got it fixed. Well, hey, get 100 here, 100. They're trying, but Florida State is not in a position.
They are gambling that they will win their way out of it.
Correct.
And they might.
But it's a gamble when you're dealing with that. That's a gamble. If you don't, you're screwed. All right. But Florida State, he's got a $50 million buyout. And so when you look at the coaches look,
this is why, not to interrupt you, but this is why I was sitting in the room at a school moving forward. When you're negotiating these contracts for new coaches, you're negotiating stuff. One of the things where you've got to put your foot down is on these buyouts. You've got to say, hey, look, coach. I agree. Because here's why.
I agree with you, by the way.
Here's why.
But I'm going to tell you why I disagree with you in a second.
The game has changed. You are now pro sports. Who wins in pro sports? Players.
Yeah.
Not coaches.
Always.
You're paying the players all this money. Shohei Ohtani makes a lot of money. Dave Roberts makes a lot less money. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, the Cubs pay Alex Bregman and Dansby Swanson, those guys, a lot of money.
Like in the NFL, there's no head coach making more than their quarterback.
Right. I mean, Craig Counsell is one of the highest
somewhere, but most of them don't.
He makes $7 million, which is a lot. Well, his shortstop makes 3 times that. Right?
Nobody's making $50 million in playing coaching.
So that's that model is going to have to adjust itself, and the first step of those adjustments is going to be buyouts.
All right, I agree with you, right? 100%. But here's my counterpoint to that. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Was Lane Kiffin a very hot commodity this past coaching season?
Yes.
All it would have taken is, all right, who do we feel confident that the last two suitors were, or the three suitors?
I mean, it was LSU, Florida, and Ole Miss. They all had massive offers on the table for him.
And we all agree that they all would take him to be their head coach this
1 million%.
season. We're in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Jimmy Sexton goes, hey, I'm his agent. Okay. I got this coach right here. He will gladly come to anybody. It's all going to depend on the buyout.
Yep.
In your honest opinion, no matter how much they said we're putting our foot down, would one of those three teams done what it took to keep him?
Yeah.
To get him?
Yeah.
Yes.
But
okay.
but here's my point.
And then,
but if you're the one that is fiscally responsible and goes, we're not going to do that, I don't blame you moving forward.
That's what I'm saying.
And eventually you have to phase that out.
But somebody will. Okay.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Kirby Smart's contract comes up at Georgia, and he goes, hey, well, Lane's got this.
Sure.
And then that's why it's the same reason, right? It's the same thing with,
sure.
Like, I agree with you 100%. In order to fix it, that's what has to happen. But the competitive nature and what's going on will never allow it to happen.
I agree.
And that's why
that's what we said at the very beginning of the show.
That's why look at you, boy, tying it together. But that's why it is the way it is.
But ultimately, if you want to fix some of these things, you're going to have self-discipline. And if you have self-discipline, usually there's going to be some discomfort. You really want that Milky Way. You're hungry.
Dude, Milky Way is underrated, by the way.
But you know what I mean, though? You really want that Milky Way. You really want that second hot dog.
Favorite candy bar? Go. Don't worry about your weight. And your diet
No.
and all
I'm
that
trying
stuff.
to think.
Favorite candy bar? Go.
Does Reese's count?
Yeah.
Reese's peanut butter cup.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Mars bar was great. Can't find them anymore, so you have to replace it with Snickers with almonds.
But I mean, that is the answer, though. The answer is discipline, and the truth is, discipline's hard. You know what I mean? I mean, like when you're on an exercise program, there's lots of days that you don't want to exercise.
Yeah, grind. You're having a tough time understanding me. No, at no point did I say it was the coach's fault. That never came out.
No.
Those words never came out of my mouth.
No, and you can't blame the coaches for taking the contracts with the massive buyouts. I don't blame them at all.
Like, grind. If somebody said you had three choices, you're like, you know what? By God, look, LSU's offering me no buyout. My buyout's like $1 million. Florida's going to offer me $25 million buyout. And Ole Miss is going to offer me a $60 million buyout. If you were Lane Kiffin or the coach, you're going to go, I'm taking a $60 million buyout. I mean, everybody would.
Of course.
Like, no, it's not the coach's fault. It's the competitive nature of the business's fault.
Yes.
All right. Last thing, I thought this would be awesome because this is kind of a little off my boy Neal. Neal hasn't done this segment in a while. One of my favorite segments that my man Neal McCready did that he doesn't do anymore. Maybe he passed the idea on to some of his counterparts. But one of my favorite segments, I don't know if I even told you this or not. My man has a mailbag he does on Wednesday, and he has 10 thoughts that I thoroughly enjoy that I don't really read people. I do read my guy Neal.
That's nice.
But one of my favorites that you always did was what he said, what he meant.
That was a Lane Kiffin.
That was a Lane Kiffin segment.
Yes.
Lane Kiffin's not here anymore, so
he's not.
You don't do the segment.
No.
Okay. So I
now cover a guy who says what he means.
Yeah. What he said, what he meant, copy paste what he said. So I thought it would be a great time, since we're in fall camp, to do what is the biggest lie that coaches tell during fall camp. So this is a what he said, what he meant from what you get in quotes and you see all the time in fall camp. Number 1, he had his best offseason. You're going to hear that from pretty much every coach that you listen to. Somewhere during his interviews in the fall, he'll say, some old boy will, he's probably, realistically, he's probably a fan. And he's got a website that covers your team. And he'll be like, hey, coach, tell him about little Johnny. Tell him about the year he's had. That'll be followed up somewhere in there where, hey, little Johnny's had the best offseason that he's had. Here's what he said, what he meant. That's what he said. He said, man, he had the best offseason. What he meant is, you're asking me a question about a player that you and I both know suck. And so I'm going to tell you he's had his best offseason because up till this year, he has not been performing up to the standard that we think he should be playing. So when you hear a coach say he's had his best offseason, that means this guy's been really bad, and now he's hopefully doing better. And I'm just trying to get out of this question because that's the dumbest question I've been asked today. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said, what he meant for number 1. Number 2, hey, coach, Hey, Coach, I know we've asked you about this 474 times, but hey, have you made a decision today between Austin Mack and Keelan Russell at quarterback? Absolutely not. The competition is wide open. We'll be competing until I make an announcement. It'll probably be close to the first game. What he meant is there's never been a competition. We've known for a long time who the quarterback's going to be, but we don't want to say who that is because the other player has an agent and has a family that's waiting on me to say something so they cannot play anymore. And we don't want him to turn into a cancer inside the locker room and be a turd and not practice, because he is going to be a 2 and he is going to have to play in case the starter goes down.
Yep.
That's what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Every coach in America, there's discussions been going on since the first day of spring practice. People know, the team knows, everybody knows who your starting quarterback's going to be. The public don't know. That's what he said. That's what he meant. Oh, along those lines. Hey, Coach, what's your plan this week? You haven't named a starter between Keelan Russell and Austin Mack. And by the way, Kellen DeBoer has never said this. I'm just using that as an example because it's a quarterback battle here in the Southeastern Conference. Hey, Coach, what's your plan? Now, you haven't named a starter yet. What's your kind of plan going into week 1? Well, we're going to play both quarterbacks. What he meant is, hell no, we're not going to play both quarterbacks. I know exactly who we're going to play. I'm not going to tell said parent, said agent, or the other coach who we're going to play so they can adjust their game plan. You, sir, can kindly turn on your TV at 6:07 p.m. when we kick the ball off and we go out there and we say ball in the left hash, and you will see who is going out there. We'll even go so far as in pregame, we're going to rotate the quarterbacks with the center so you have no idea who's going to take the first snap, because I know they have little minions on the sideline looking to try to figure it out before pregame. So if we're going to play both quarterbacks, no, sir, we're not. No coach ever does that. All right, last one. This is one of my favorites, probably one of your favorites. Hey, Coach, I've got this question 800 times. Hey, Coach, tell me about the offensive line, man. If I've been asked about the Alabama offensive line one time, I've been asked 87,412 times. I'd be rich. Hey, Coach, tell me about the offensive line and how they are improving this year, because it's never like, are they sucking? It's always positive, right?
Yes.
Hey, Coach, tell me about the offensive line, man. We got all these new players. We got all these new portal guys. How's that offensive line coming together for you, Coach? Man, this is the deepest this is the deepest offensive line we've ever had. What he's trying to tell you is, I don't know. I don't have an idea. Do you look at our roster? I got 8 new guys that just came over from the transfer portal. I got this guy from Coastal Carolina. I got this guy from Western Kentucky. I got this guy from LSU. I got this guy from Utah. I don't have a clue how good the offensive line is going to be. I'm just going to tell you we're the deepest we've ever been, so you'll stop asking me the question, because I don't know. And let me tell you when I'm going to know is, like, I'm not going to find out when we play Charlotte. I'm not going to find out when we play Wofford. I'm going to find out when we line up on September the 19th and we play LSU. Because guess what? LSU is going to have real dudes over there, and they're going to get their ass kicked a couple times, and I'm going to be able to go, hey, we don't do well with the old speed rush. Hey guys, we ain't moving this dude. That's when I'll know. So stop asking me the question. There you go.
It's more than fair.
There you go. So now, when they ask those questions and you're in the press conference, you can feel like you should start answering for them. Let me tell you what this means. That would be great.
It's one of the reasons I don't really ask many questions in press conferences.
Have you ever heard, by the way, you've done a shit ton of press conferences in your life?
Yep.
Have you ever heard, I'm asking, have you ever heard a fall camp or preseason camp press conference when a coach said, yeah, this guy sucks, or he's not very good?
No, I'm not a big.
Have you ever heard a coach say that? Everything's positive.
No. Yeah, I'm not super. It's one of the reasons why when people make a great big deal about access and stuff in August, I don't like, whatever. If you give me full access, I'll go. I don't know what I'm looking at, but if you tell me there's no access, I'm cool with it. It just doesn't matter. They're going to play games. They're going to keep score, and how that goes is going to impact what I write and what I say. And quite frankly, one of the lessons I've tried to tell some young reporters sometimes in August is, this is when you this is when you bury yourself as a reporter because you don't know. And what if you're wrong, they'll never let you live it down. And you won't get credit for being right. So just chill. Let the season happen. That's a hard thing for people to do, especially in today's social media stuff where they want to tweet out everything and all that stuff. It's just let the season happen. It's coming.
Yeah.
September the 5th, September the 6th, it's going to roll around.
Yeah.
And they're going to play the games, and they're going to keep score and keep stats and the whole shooting match, and all of that's going to be completely on the record, and then you can go from there.
All right, so
and we got to roll.
All right, yeah, I'm finishing up this last thing. PvP says in the chat, says, matters to us, we care what you see. Well, I don't think y'all understand that. Like, a matter of fact, Neal should probably do it one day. It would actually be really funny. Is when they let the guys out there, they're watching them stretch. They're watching them run.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you could let me watch the whole practice. I didn't.
I know.
I didn't get the job because of my football knowledge. If the job were determined by football knowledge, I would never even have a shot. I haven't played football since 1987.
Damn, cuz that's a minute.
I mean,
we're coming up on 40 years.
Yeah, I haven't played football in that long. I've never played in anything resembling the modern era. I wasn't good.
What was your offense in high school? You know what kind of offense it was?
They ran a lot of. I played defense. They ran a lot of like I formation, split backs. It was two backs, always two backs.
Okay.
Tight end.
Defense. What kind of? Were y'all like 6'2" stack monster?
No, we ran like a. It was like a 42.
Was it a Waltz 4-4?
No, it wasn't that. It was a 42 with you had a weak side linebacker and a strong safety that were essentially the same position.
Okay.
But
You played an even front with a monster back. A safety rolled down to the box.
Yeah.
Strong.
Yeah.
Look at that. My man played a 4-2 split monster. Monster. That's what they called that back in the day. Monster.
Everything was
a lot of cover 3.
Everything was. We cover 3. We played some combo. We played some man.
You combo covered back in '87. Look at you.
Yeah.
I'm kind of impressed of your coach. He's ahead of his time.
And then Coach Dunlap was awesome. Dunbar, I'm sorry.
Him too.
Yeah, we did concussions. we did that. It all was kind of built around where the tight end was. It was nowhere near as complicated as it is today. My point is this: like, if you tell me about access, I want to be able to interview people. I want to be able to tell people stories. I want to be able to write about the people. I don't really care. I honestly don't care if I don't see one thing at practice. And the one thing I hate is when you tell me you can come to practice, but you can't report this, and this. I'm like, then why am I here? Well, we just want to give you an opportunity to see it. Why?
I don't think they say that to you. I think they know that
it's not me.
That other people are going to write 87 articles about how somebody stretched.
I've never been the problem.
Yeah.
So it's not me. But that's my deal. It's like, yeah, would I love to be able to sit down with 30 players and talk for 20 minutes one-on-one? Sure, of course. Tell those stories, write about the stories so the people who cheer for these guys know who they are? Of course. But for whatever reason, that day has passed. But like, do I want to go watch a scrimmage where it's like, okay, you can't write about this? No, I don't, because then I'm going to accidentally do something and then I get yelled at and I'm like, I didn't even realize what I did. And the truth is, you could hand me a phone, okay? And you could put Jeff Brom on the other line at a scrimmage. And Jeff Brom could be like, all right, tell me what you see. And I could be, all right, Jeff, so here's what they're doing. At the end of that, I promise you, and I'm one of the better ones, Jeff Brom would hang up the phone and look at his coaches and go, that dude is an absolute moron.
Oh boy, they're big. Get this big old boy over there.
I'd be like, well, yeah. I mean, I just wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Hey, they got 11. Hey, check this out. They put the ball down. 11 dudes right out there on the field.
I wouldn't be able to help him. I could really be trying to help him. In fact, I'll tell you the story. Then we're going to go.
Hey, Trinidad Chambliss is a starting quarterback.
In 2020.
Hey, they got Q1 Lacey out there.
Seriously, listen. Hold on. This will be funny. This is a funny story. Everybody knows that I'm friends with Kane Womack. Been friends with Kane for a long time. I love Kane's dad. Kane was a GA at Ole Miss and was a guy that I really enjoyed talking to. Awesome. I think he respected me as a reporter. I respected him as a coach. I think we got to where we like each other as people.
Yeah, outside football.
So Indiana and Ole Miss end up playing one another in the Outback Bowl.
Yeah.
And Kane calls me an hour before it gets announced with, hey, we're playing Ole Miss. And I was like, seriously? And at the time, he'd already taken the South Alabama job. He was just finishing.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, tell me about Ole Miss's offense. And I'm like, are you serious? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, I'll tell you, like, literally every single thing I know, and it's going to help you absolutely none. You're going to laugh, and then you're going to watch the film and be like, Neal's an idiot. And he kind of laughs, and he goes, humor me. And so I kind of did. I said, well, here's what they kind of do, and this is what this guy does, and this guy does. And literally at the end of it, he was laughing, like, well, no shit. And I'm like, well, no one's paying me to coordinate a defense to beat them, you moron.
It's different. It's different.
Anyway.
Neal, do you know what else is awesome? Is, if you get frustrated, and right now, and you're probably listening to this right now, and you're driving in your Subaru that you had to unplug, and you're driving down the road and, munching on your boneless chicken wings and having all kinds of fun. And you know what? You get agitated. You're like, it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. This is happening. All these NFL players coming back and money and coach. We can't fire our coach. And you just look up and you hit Bambi. Bambi was crossing the street and you smoked her.
Yeah.
You know what you can do now? You can take your car to the official paint and body shop of McCready and Siskey. It's Thompson's Paint and Body Shop.
Yep.
Right now. You pick up the phone and you call area code 251-675-0884. That's 251-675-0884. And who's going to answer the phone? It's going to be Don Jr. or Matthew Thompson. And they're going to say, Thompson's Body Shop, may I help you? And you're going to say, I hit Bambi. I was listening to McCready and Siskey. I got pissed off. I hit Bambi. Can you help me? He's going to say, yeah, I can. He's going to say, what kind of ride are you? He goes, this is Subaru. Subarus. He's going to say, did you plug it up? You going to plug it? And you're going to say, yes. And he's going to say, call the next place. Just kidding. He's going to take care of you. One vehicle at a time. He's going to treat you just like family. Where's Thompson's Paint Body Shop located? They're located right there in the heart of Saraland, Alabama, I-65, exit 13. But they will take care of you from anywhere. And he's taking care of a lot of our listeners in the future and will take care of you moving forward. So make sure you give Thompson's Paint and Body Shop a call. Area code 251-675-0884. You can check them out at thompsonsbodyshop.com or on Facebook. How about that?
How about that? We will be back on Monday with another edition of McCready and Siskey. It will also be brought to you by Rain Total Body Fuel, 300 milligrams of natural caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, zero sugar. It's got what you need to push your limits, achieve your goals. Check them out on Instagram at Rain Body Fuel to learn more. For Tyler, I'm Neal. Take care.